Hello you guys, and welcome to today's video. If this is your first video you're seeing of mine, my name is Kylene and I am going to be sharing 5 dinner ideas for the family. So in my household, it is myself, my husband, my 3-year-old son, and my 1-year-old daughter. Honestly though, these meals could go for any size family because we had lots of leftovers each day, but my goal when preparing food for my family is to, 1, have it be something that is easy and tangible, and at the end of the day, I have the time and energy to make. But 2, I want it to be healthy, protein packed. My husband and I really try to consume a high protein diet, and so that is a goal of mine. And then we also, of course, want it to actually taste good and it be food that my children will eat as well. So if that sounds like your jam, hopefully this video is helpful for you in finding some yummy, delicious meals to make for your family. Now, before I get chatting about these delicious meals, I wanted to share just a few things with you guys. So the first thing is I will be writing out all of these recipes in the description box. And so if you prefer that method, they will be there for you. But the other thing is, if you don't shop at Costco for your meat, you need to. I have had a Costco membership for 7 years, I believe, and only recently did I start purchasing all of our meat from Costco. And you guys, I'm telling you, I understand it's like a bigger chunk of money up front, but it saves you so much money in the long run. And I swear we always have a solid protein source to build our meals around. And it's just made my life so much easier. So we just had to start there. This first recipe that I'm making with you guys is a spicy mayo chicken bowl. It's kind of like a sushi style bowl, and I actually got this recipe from a girl on Instagram. I will leave her account linked down below, but she made hers with salmon, and I'm not the biggest fish fan, so I've replaced mine with chicken, and you guys, it is so dang good. We make this all the time. Side note, if you have green onions, cut off the bottom bulb and put them in water like this, and they will regrow. You will not have to repurchase any more green onions. And better, if you guys have a garden, you can just replant them there. I am just all for that, and it is starting to get cooler out here, so I feel like my garden will start to thrive again. And so I was stoked to have just those like beefy like green onion bulbs. What I love about this recipe in particular is there's a bit of prep, but then everything is just kind of thrown together afterwards. You cook your rice in your rice cooker, you cook the chicken in the air fryer, and you can just throw it all together. And I find that it is like a low dish recipe, which of course I love, because who loves cleaning dishes? Not me. Something else that I've really learned in the last maybe year of cooking is sauces and adding flavors to things really changes the game for your recipes. And I feel like when you first move out, you kind of have the basic recipes that you remember your parents making, and you just kind of keep making those. But even some of those, like I'll share later, I've learned how to just kind of like zhuzh up a little bit, and it just makes meals so much more enjoyable. Like this is literally just rice, chicken, and some veggies, but because of the way that the chicken is marinated and because of that spicy mayo on top, it just feels like a restaurant style dinner. You know what? Actually, it feels better than a restaurant style dinner. And because I can control everything that is in it, my stomach does not hurt afterwards, and it is just so dang yummy. This meal in particular, I have actually made for 2 of our friends' families, and I believe they really enjoyed it too. It's the first one that I decided to record because I wanted it to be seen. It is so good. The girl who I got the inspiration from has an amazing Instagram account if you guys are looking for even more meals. Like I said, I will leave that linked down below, but it is so yummy. It is so easy to make for multiple people. And then you can see here how I plated it for my children. I ended up mixing the chicken and the rice together because they tend to eat it better. And then also I made this, I think this was a banana bread. Yeah, I will leave that link down below because that was good too. But joke's on me, because this first recipe that I created, my kids did not eat any of it besides the avocado. And of course they made me put cheese on it, and then they asked for string cheese too. So I wanted this to be very realistic, and I want you guys to understand that is perfectly planned. You can make things, and as well as you could try and serve something to a child, they will choose what they want to eat, which is totally fine. But I just thought it was funny that that's how this video started. The next meal is steak tacos with my husband's fresh Pico. And I know I have shared this in the past if you guys are followers of my channel, but you guys have to try this Pico. It is so insanely fresh. We have a hard time not eating the entire bowl in one sitting. It's seriously that good, and it's so easy. It's literally just tomatoes, jalapeno, onion, cilantro, lime, and salt. That's it. I love how many veggies it gets in there. You just let it sit and marinate for like 30 minutes, and then you can top it on any sort of meal, and it is so dang good. Or you can just eat it with chips. That's my absolute favorite. You guys will see throughout this video, we use Kinder's seasoning on literally everything. This is the only meal we use something else, but we use the blend all the time. Also, for the tacos here, I found some locally made tortillas, and they were so good. But if you guys don't have a place that sells them, I love getting Costco's tortillas where you can fry them up. They just make everything instantly feel more fresh and yummy, and my kids love them too. So we were personally eating the ones that I found at the farmer's market, but my kids enjoyed the Costco tortillas. On this day, I forgot to pull our steak out of the freezer, and so we had to thaw it, and it wasn't thawing very well, so we decided to grill it. And this video I only filmed last week, and we have grilled multiple times since then. We totally forgot how much better meat is on the grill. Now, granted, it has been so hot this summer, but it's finally grilling season, and I am so stoked about it. So for my kids, they ate a bean and cheese burrito with steak on the side, and then I gave them chips with this spinach artichoke dip. I think it's like a jalapeno artichoke, actually. Echo loves that stuff so much, but for us, I just put some cheese on a tortilla, fried that up, and then we had the steak and Pico on top. It was so simple, literally so yummy though. We have also made this meal again since filming this. Next is a fan favorite from last year. I made this for the first time after hearing about it from one of my friends. And you guys, this soup is seriously so yummy. I made it like weekly last year, and I even made it for my entire family for our siblings giving night, and it is so dang good. And because I now know how to make sourdough, I was so eager to remake this year because it is that much better with a slice of sourdough bread, which if you guys want to learn how to make sourdough, I do have an entire video on how I sourdough. But if that is too stressful for you, if you feel like it's too much to take that on, I highly recommend grabbing some fresh bread from your bakery because it just makes the soup even better. But again, this is another meal that is super easy. I get rotisserie chicken from Costco, and we just chop it up, and then literally this is a like throw everything in the pot kind of meal. All I did was chop up the veggies, and then everything else we just tossed right in. It's so easy. Rocky actually made this with me. You'll notice his outfit is different, and that's because I've made this twice as well since filming this. And the clips that I got of him helping me was from the second day, but he has been just having so much fun making meals with me, which I'll chat about here in a second. But you guys, literally so good. You have to try this one too. I'm really proud of all the meals in this video because they're honestly so dang yummy. But yeah, I was able to serve this to my kids too. They love dipping the bread in. They don't really eat the veggies, but they do eat the chicken and dip their bread in. And Echo enjoyed some more of that bread that I made because she loves her sweets. Okay, next meal is very simple, but it is a spin on spaghetti because, like I'm sure every other household in America, we grew up eating spaghetti at least once a week, and I'm honestly sick of just regular spaghetti. So I decided to find a meatball recipe. The one that I found I feel like is very healthy and yummy, and it literally just makes pasta feels so much more elevated. And then what I also did was I took my sourdough bread and I cooked garlic or roasted garlic in the air fryer, and then I added that to some butter and I spread that on the bread, toasted that up, and it seriously elevated the meal so dang much. I also kind of wanted to chat about cooking and eating at home because I feel like lately, Nathaniel and I have made so many meals at home and we have eaten out a lot less. If you guys have been following my channel, you know that we both just did 75 hard. So we honestly kind of had to do that. But we are now, I believe, like 3.5 weeks post 75 hard, and we have hardly eaten out. And I honestly find that meals are just so much more enjoyable cooked at home. They always taste better to me, like literally always. I'm like, why did we go out to eat? I can make something so much better at home. Of course, there's the money aspect, and it is just so much cheaper to eat at home as well. But I just enjoy it so, so much. And because I was filming all of these for you guys, I decided to have Rocky and Echo, mainly Rocky, help me, honestly, because I had no other choice. Like, they were up and I was trying to work, and they wanted to be involved. And they've been involved in cooking a lot previously, but this kind of showed me how much more they can really do. And Rocky was such a big help. Like, he helped me with 2 of the meals entirely, and he loved it. And I've asked him since then, and like, he is excited to cook with me each night. And I just highly recommend. It does get a little bit messier. It is a little scary just because they're like by the heat. But seriously, just it brings you to the present so much. And I don't know, it was just such a good activity to do with my kids. And I instantly was just like, why haven't we done this longer? So if you have a toddler, I highly recommend having them join you in the kitchen. I have a kitchen stand. I can leave it linked down below for you guys, but it makes everything so much easier because it brings the child to counter level. And like I said, they just love it. It's a little sensory activity for them. It helps you make dinner. And let's be honest, dinner is like the worst time of the day. I feel like your kids always pop off at this time. You're tired from the long day, and it's just so much nicer to slow down and try and enjoy it and involve your children. This day in particular, Rocky woke up extra sad from his nap, and I feel like cooking just brought him out of it so quick. It's so funny too, because you can see in these clips, like, he is so focused, and I just want to know, like, what is inside his brain while he's thinking and doing a task. And like I said, he is 3. He literally just turned 3 like a month ago. And so I was right there basically helping him with everything. But it just seriously is so fun to have them in the kitchen. I just feel like I need to like really emphasize that. I encourage you guys highly to include them in your dinner, maybe even tonight. Something else I like to do to my pasta sauce to just kind of like zhuzh it up a little bit is add a little bit of heavy cream. And I am a little hesitant to label this video as a healthy meal because I feel like people are just like sticklers when you label something. But I like adding little things like that in just small amounts to just kind of make things a little bit tastier, a little bit yummier. And it encourages me to just make more things at home if I can just make them like a little bit better. You guys know what I mean? I also am just in love with this time of year because I feel like the holidays really encourages me to give and to serve to more people. And so with both dinners and with treats, I've been trying my best to make a little bit extra so that we can go drop off to friends or family. And I also have been encouraging myself to host meals more. Now, if you follow me, I would say on my podcast, you would know the most that hosting, as much as I love it, it also stresses me out so much because I really like my space to be clean. And of course, when you host dinner with families and little ones, like the house just kind of gets wrecked quickly. But I've really worked on this year, just kind of letting go of that. And I can just feel the difference. I can feel just the joy that isn't taken away from the mess. And it's been so nice to just serve people. My friend here on YouTube, Beth, she actually just shared a video all about hosting. And it was just a nice reminder because I feel like I've been working on hosting and I know like a lot of good things about it, but there was definitely some things that I was like, okay, I need to work on that. And I'm not going to call myself out, but I am just sharing because I feel like you guys should go watch that video if you haven't already and you have been having an itch to host. I think especially during this season, there's so much opportunity to bring people in your home and to create just amazing memories and amazing food. And you don't have to stress about the mess. The mess is so cleanupable. It takes so much less time than you would think. And like I said, just the memories are so much more important. So just wanted to share. But going back to tonight's dinner, I make a little bit of a different version for my kids because they love butter cheese noodles, and the noodles that I use, if you guys saw, they actually have protein in them, and so I always feel a little bit better about serving that. But I did give them a turkey meatball on the side. They always ask for more cheese. I don't know if my kids are the only ones like that, but they can never have enough cheese. But yes, moving on to the final meal. This one is the most simple meal and is probably the most healthy despite what I put on the chicken, but it is what makes me actually eat this meal, is the little creamy sauce I put on the chicken. But this is such a good staple, and I don't know why it took me so long to just make a sheet pan meal. I always just thought they were gross and just no one wants just like chicken and veggies. But when you do your Brussels sprouts and sweet potatoes up like this, it is so much better. Which also, did you guys see me struggling cutting those sweet potatoes? I don't know why sweet potatoes are so hard to cut. But I have been loving sweet potatoes with Brussels sprouts. Wow, how many times did I just say sweet potatoes? This was the first time though I actually tried adding balsamic vinegar to it. So you guys will see that, but usually we just do some olive oil and then the Kinder's, the blend seasoning. I'm telling you guys, we use that 1,000 times a day. It is so good, and you can actually get that at Costco. So don't buy it at a store, get it in bulk. Everything is just so much more affordable at Costco. So the creamy sauce I put on top of the chicken is a concoction that I just kind of made up. And trust me, I know it sounds disgusting, but it is so good. And my kids will just eat plain chicken because there's a bunch of cheesy goodness on top. And it's literally so good. I know it's so weird, but just try it. Just trust me on this. It will make a sheet pan meal so much better. The thing that I just love about sheet pan meals is I don't have to cut my chicken. I don't know why. I effing hate cutting chicken. Sorry, that was a little strong, but I really hate it. And the fact that I can just lay it on the sheet like this is so nice. And then I just dollop that little creamy whatever on top, throw the veggies next to it, and you plop it in the oven at 400, I believe, for like 25-30 minutes. Definitely check your chicken to make sure it's cooked all the way through. But it is so easy and it is just so good. And usually I will make like a side of rice with this. You'll see for the kids, I made these like little cheesy rice packets. But this night we were actually going to a friend's surprise party and they had a bunch of like appetizers and stuff. So we just ate the veggies and chicken. But usually we would eat rice with it. So for the kids, we just did the cheesy rice. I always try and put the veggies on their plate just so that they can see it, even though they don't ever touch them. And then I cut up a little bit of chicken for them too. But that is it for the dinner ideas. I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing what we create within our home, how we consume kind of a healthy meal, but enjoy cooking and eating from home too. If you guys enjoyed this style video, let me know and I can make a part 2, or maybe I can do different meals like for breakfast or lunch. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed.